Hey everyone, welcome back to today we're talking about third conjugation IO and fourth conjugation third IO and fourth conjugation imperfect and future tense. Okay, we'll start with the imperfect. The imperfect looks very similar to what we see in third conjugation. The only difference is that we're going to have an IE as our stem before the BA for imperfect. And the way that I like to think of this is that if the verb ends in IO, that is, if it's third IO, like copio, capere, which is third IO, or if it's fourth, like audio, audire. Okay, either way, if the verb ends in IO in the imperfect, its stem goes to IE. Okay, so no matter if it's third IO, like copio, capere, or whether it's fourth, like audio, audire, can't exactly just drop the RE in either case and get the IE. So you just have to kind of remember IO to IE. So let's give an example of that. All right, so have our persons first, second, and third, and our number, singular and plural in the conjugation chart. And we'll do an example with both copio and audio. So let's start with copio. So principal parts are copio, capere, capi, coptum. Okay, and copio means to take or capture. And remember, we're conjugating in the imperfect. And let's do active. Okay. Passive would be, of course, just adding the passive endings arvis, ter, mermini, enter. Okay, so remember that since the verb ends in IO, it goes to IE in its stem. So the first person singular would be copy a bomb. So you have IE because it's a third IO verb, and we have BA because it's imperfect, and we have M because that's the active ending. So copie bomb, and then the second singular would be copie boss. Let's make on here too. Third person singular, copie bot. First plural, copie bombus. Second plural, copie batis. And third plural, copie bunt. Okay, and standard translations apply, so it's imperfect. So for first singular, this would be I was taking, or I took, or I captured, or I was capturing. Okay, and that's how we would translate and conjugate third IO in the imperfect active. Of course, if I wanted to change it to passive, I would just change MST mustis ent to the passive equivalents. So I would be R ris ter mer mini enter if I wanted to make it passive. Okay, now let's look at fourth conjugation in the imperfect. So again, we'll set up a chart with first, second, third, and singular and plural, and then again imperfect active. Okay, and we'll use audio as our model verb. Audio is a pretty standard fourth conjugation verb, so audio, audire, audivi, auditum. Of course, audio means to hear or to listen to. Okay, and it's going to look just like capio. So audiebam, audiebas, audiebat, oops, audiebamos, audiebatis, and audiebat. Okay, and the translations would be the same, so audiebam would be I was hearing or I heard. Okay, and passive again would just be changing MST, mustisend for aurister, merminienter. Okay, so that's how you conjugate third, IO, and fourth in the imperfect. Remember, the trick is if the verb ends in IO, then it goes to IE for its stem in the imperfect. And then we add, of course, the tense sign, the BA for imperfect, and then whatever our personal endings are. MST, mustisend for active, aurister, merminienter for passive. Okay, now let's talk about future. Okay, future active. Okay, we're going to set up a chart with first, second, third persons again, and singular and plural. And again, we'll just keep using the same verb, so this time we'll use capio for third IO. Okay, I'm just going to give you the first two principal parts this time. Okay, so you can kind of think of it as the same rule, IO to IE for the stem, but there's one exception. The first person singular, remember how it has an A in third conjugation? It also has an A in the future for first person singular, but it also has an I with it, so it's capiam, and then capies, capiet. So it looks like the future of third conjugation. The only difference is that we're adding in an I, which makes sense because it's an IO verb. And then capiemus, capietis, and capient. Okay, so our stem is really an E, just like in third. Okay, but we have an A in the first singular, and we also have to remember the I in front of it. Okay, so we mostly have the IE again. Okay, so capies, capiam, capies, capiet, capiemus, capietis, capient. The only exception here is the A for first singular, just like in third conjugation. Okay, and if we were translating capiam, that would be I will capture, or I will take. Okay, let's do an example with audio now. Okay, so again, first, second, third persons, and singular and plural. Okay, and future, let's do passive this time. Haven't really done a full passive one. Okay, and our verb is audio, audire. Okay, so this is going to be audiar, and then audieris, audiator, Audiamer, Audi mini, and finally third plural, Audi enter. Okay, so same idea. We have IA for first singular and then IE for the rest of the conjugation. Remember, IO to IE. If the verb ends in IO, it's going to have an IE in its stem for both imperfect and for future, except in first person singular, it's going to change to an A. Okay, and if we were translating AUDR, that would be I will be heard. Or you could say, I will be listened to. Okay, and that's how we conjugate in the future for third IO and fourth conjugation verbs. And thanks for hanging in, and see you guys next time.